Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Anfield Talk YouTube channel. I am your host, Ben, and today I am actually on my own because it is Christmas and it has been quite difficult getting the boys together because obviously Christmas takes over and it's been a bit of a hectic period, I think, for everybody involved, which is why we haven't really been streaming as such over the last few games. But as you know, it's Boxing Day. We are hoping that now we can sort of get back into the swing of things, and as the new year approaches, get back into how we were doing them with the match previews with a special guest, and then the match reactions, as well as other content which will be going on the channel very soon. So please, if you are here, if you're watching this, please make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. And as we look forward to the start of a new year, I hope you all have a lovely new year as well. Obviously, the game we're talking about today is Burnley 0, Liverpool 2. Now, this game was a very interesting one, to be fair. We will get something on the screen in a moment. But it was very interesting. It started off really well, and it felt like this could have been anything. Sorry, it felt like we could have scored 2, 3, 4 goals, even maybe before half time. We were attacking with intent. We were causing all sorts of problems. We had so many good chances, but we only go into the halftime break at 1-0. And whenever a team or whenever a game is only 1-0, the other team always has a chance, and that's exactly what happened today with Burnley. They were never down and out. They were never completely out of the game, up until obviously we scored the second goal. And it was always in the back of my mind to think, oh my gosh, this could end up being a disaster if we don't take a chance very soon. And we'll get onto that in the end as to who was the man that made the difference and secured that second goal. But yeah, I mean, let's get into the lineup first of all. I think that is probably the best thing to do. So let me just change the screen. If you just give me one moment, here we are. Right. So if we scroll down here, you can see the lineup now. We obviously went with Alisson in goal, Joe Gomez at left back because Tsimikas is now injured as well. And let's be honest, I think that's going to be a long one for Kostas Tsimikas. So I don't expect him to be back anytime soon. Van Dijk and Joao Kwanzaa, the centre backs, and obviously Konate with his injury issues in the past. It is important that we manage his games, and during the festive period, we can't play him every single game. And Joao Kwanzaa came in. I thought he was decent. I think in the first half, it was a lot better than he was in the second half. I think second half maybe just struggled a little bit with his composure on the ball because the game started to get a bit gritty, and I think under pressure a couple of times he did struggle, but he's still only young. He still had a good game in general, so no really issue there with him. Trent Alexander-Arnold was the right back, and then it was Gravenberch, Endo, and Elliott in midfield. A very changed midfield there. And then the front three was Darwin Núñez, Cody Gakpo, and Mohamed Salah. A few changes, obviously, like I said, because of the festive period. Szoboszlai is out of the team. I think that was his first the first Premier League game where Szoboszlai has not actually started for Liverpool this season, which is crazy. So it's now only Mohamed Salah that is the maybe no, because Alisson got injured. Yeah, Salah is the only player now that has started every single Premier League game for us this season, which is crazy. But yeah, we scored a goal in the 6th minute. It was a nice early goal. Nice bit of play between Gakpo and Núñez down the left-hand side. And the finish from Darwin Núñez was just brilliant. And look, Darwin Núñez is a player that has been heavily criticised by many, and deservedly so at times, of course. And today, I think, was quite a crucial game for him because, we need our strikers to start turning up. When Mohamed Salah doesn't score like he didn't today, we need the others to start scoring. And, there's been so many times this season where you're looking at the others thinking, come on, you need to do something now. We can't just rely on Salah, especially when Salah goes to AFCON. You guys are going to have to raise your game. And Darwin Núñez obviously went 11 games without a goal. And he got his goal today, and it was a really good goal, really good finish. And I think just Darwin's general performance, not just the goal, but his link-up play, his decision-making seems to be a lot better now. And, the sort of things that I don't think people tend to give him credit for, because people are just looking to see if he scores a goal. And if he doesn't score a goal, people just be like, oh, Darwin Núñez was rubbish today. They don't actually look at Darwin's performance. And I think today, the performance in general from Darwin Núñez was a very, very positive performance. It really was. And we should have gone 2-0 up because I think this was a farce. I think this was just, again, Mr. Turney being Mr. Turney and just getting everything wrong. I can't remember what minute it was in, but we obviously scored. It will tell us here. Uh, where's the disallowed goal? The first one, the Gakpo one. Here we see Elliott's was cancelled by VAR, but doesn't say anything about the Gakpo one. The Gakpo one was a disgrace, in my opinion, because you can clearly see that Darwin Núñez doesn't touch the man. And again, like I said, this is just being Turney wanting to get involved. He should have not given anything and seen if VAR would, then correct it. But obviously, referees, they think they have to be the one that gets the decision right. They have this sort of arrogance as to, oh, I'm the referee and what I say goes. And he blew straight away and disallowed the goal. Now, had he not have done that and he just let VAR do VAR's job, I have a strong feeling VAR would not have cancelled that goal out. I have a strong feeling it would have stood and he gives the goal and, that's fine. But because he's blown his whistle and disallowed the goal on the pitch, I think VAR's then looks at it and think, well, his leg goes up, so we can't overrule it. But if you actually watch it back, there is barely any, if any, contact at all between Darwin Núñez and the defender. So it is what it is. It was a great finish from Gakpo as well, and he definitely needed a confidence boost as well, along with the other forwards. And it's just a shame, really, that it was disallowed. But the second half, man, the second half was weird. It was a weird second half. If I can get the second half stats down here we go. As you can see, in the first half, we got 1.32 expected goals to 0.12. And in the second half, Burnley's XG was actually better than ours, 0.64 to 0.37. Obviously, we battered them in possession and all that stuff. Obviously, you'd expect that. But in terms of chances and the better chances, Burnley had some, and they were really causing problems. That young winger they've got that was giving our right-hand side a lot of horrible situations to deal with. Wilson Odibert, I think his name is. Yeah, there he is. He had a really, really good game, and every time he got on the ball, he looked like something was going to happen. And we were really, really struggling to deal with him and keep him quiet. But yeah, it is what it is. We managed to get through it, and I think the whole right-hand side, people will look at Trent and say, "Oh, he's the one that was, getting dribbled past or getting beaten." But I don't think, especially when the changes were made, I don't think that he was given any sort of cover, any sort of support. And I'm not saying he needs it, but we we look back at the Liverpool teams of old, and that was always, and people don't like talking about this, but I'm going to say it, that was always what Jordan Henderson was amazing at: covering for Trent when he bombs forward, or at least coming over with him and doubling up on the winger. And I just don't feel like we do that enough now when we leave Trent to his own devices and we're so passive down that right-hand side. And I thought when we made the summer signings that maybe would be fixed. And Szoboszlai is brilliant off the ball. He was fantastic in the last game against Arsenal. But I just felt when those three changes were made that we were a little bit more passive, especially down that right-hand side. And as the game went on, I think Burnley got a lot more confidence and they were like, okay, we're causing them problems down this side now. And they just kept going and kept going and kept going. So it was a bit nervy at times, to be honest. I said to my brother, I wouldn't be surprised if this ends 1-1. And I think it was Goodmanson had a really good chance at the back post with his head and probably should have scored, to be honest. But he didn't. And yeah, obviously you can see the subs that we made on the 66th minute. Curtis Jones came on for Gravenberch. Szoboszlai came on for Gakpo, and Elliott went off for Luis Diaz. And then obviously on the 84th minute, Diogo came on for Darwin Núñez, which was the match-winning sub. That was the one that sealed the deal. And Diogo Jota did what I've needed my forwards to do for weeks. With one chance, he gets his first chance in weeks because he's been injured, and he scores. And it's a really tough chance as well. It's not an easy chance at all, that shot from the tight angle. And it's just really good to see him back on the pitch. It was amazing to see him in the squad, but to see him on the pitch scoring a goal right before Arsenal, the team that he has a lot of goals against, it's a big confidence boost, especially for the attack that's not really been functioning that well. Obviously, today we can't really complain because I thought Gakpo had a good game. Núñez gets a goal, Jota gets a goal. So Salah can, have an off day today because the other guys did their job and scored a goal. But recently, that's not what's been happening. We're looking at our Salah's doing it all on his own, guys. You've got to jump in and help him. And it's not really happened. Today it happened. And Jota comes on, like I say, in 5 minutes, he got a goal. And it's nothing but a big confidence boost ahead of Arsenal and so beyond. Because, like I say, we've needed our forwards to start chipping in goals. The old front three, Firmino, Mane, and Salah. I don't really like going on about them too much because people just need to accept that this front three is never going to be as good as that. We have to just accept that. But what they were so good at was just chipping in with goals. They'd get 15 to 20 a season, and Salah would go and get more. So, yeah, solid performance. At times, it was a bit nervy, a bit shaky, but Boxing Day football, the festive period, there's so many games coming in. Kind of expected it away at Turf Moor. Really difficult ground to go to for some teams. And yeah, we move on to the next game, which is Newcastle on New Year's Day, of course. We've got Newcastle at home on New Year's Day. Then we've got Arsenal in the Cup. We've got Fulham in the semi-final. And then we've got Bournemouth away in January. Then the second leg of the semi-final. And then Chelsea. So it's a packed January. That is a really, really busy January schedule. We've got all three domestic competitions to play for. A big game against Newcastle on the Monday night. Then we've got the FA Cup against Arsenal, which is a huge game because if we can beat Arsenal in the FA Cup, then you've got to be confident about going all the way because it will be between Liverpool, City, and Arsenal who win it. So if we can beat Arsenal and hope City, get eliminated early on, happy days. But yeah, we'll cross that all when we come to it. Obviously, Newcastle's coming up first. You know what? We're gonna probably get a preview show with the lad that came on before because that was quite funny. We'll see if we can get him back involved. If you watch that, it was really good. Then we got the semi-final against Fulham, and this is not to be overlooked. Like a semi-final in January, it's Fulham. I'm very confident that we are going to progress. In fact, I'm hopeful we can get it done in that first leg. I know Fulham, might be a more trickier team to play, especially if we make changes. But Liverpool FC in semi-final should not be worried about Fulham. Respectfully, we should be looking at that thinking that's a great opportunity to get to the final, get to Wembley, and win a trophy. And it is the first trophy available as well. So if we can go and win that trophy, amazing. Win that trophy, get a trip down to Wembley in February, meet up with the boys, get some drinks, watch the Reds win a trophy, and then happy days. We go for the next two and the next three. Who knows what will happen? That's what we did in the 21-22 season. We won the League Cup, we won the FA Cup. Obviously, we got to the Champions League final and was in the title race. We didn't win them, but what my point is that League Cup, that first League Cup, when you're a team as good as Liverpool, it sets you up. It just brings that sort of togetherness and that, okay, we've got a taste of it now, especially for new players. Oh my, like Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Endo, even players like Nunez and Diaz. I know Diaz won the domestics, Gakpo, Kwanzaa, Jarrell Kwanzaa. Imagine him winning a trophy in like his first season at Liverpool, like starting. It would be amazing for all these players. And like I say, it would be a massive, massive boost for them. Finally, I say finally, they've not been there for 2 minutes, but getting that first touch of silverware, I think it would truly benefit this team ahead of the run into the latter stage of the season. But guys, that's all I've got time for today. I just thought I'd come on, talk about the game very briefly on Boxing Day. Like I said before, I hope you all had an amazing Christmas. Please let us know if you did and what you got, if you like, in the comments down below. And like I say, as we approach the New Year, as we approach 2024, we're going to try and bring back live streams for previews, live streams for match reactions, a couple more shows I spoke with the guys about, especially for transfer windows, which is coming up. So, yes, keep your eyes peeled, guys. Please make sure you're smashing the like button. That would really, really, really help us. Subscribe to the channel. And, yeah, we will see you guys after the Newcastle game. So take care and goodbye for now.